Everybody, thank you for stopping back by. This is Sarah with another Crafty Process video. This is day 4 of the Summer Craft Challenge, and today we are focusing on stars. So I went through and grabbed some really bright, vibrant colors from papers, obviously in my stash, both in 12 by 12 and in 6 by 6. So, like I said, the theme is stars, and off screen, I had tried a couple of options in regards to adding, let's see here, punched stars for the design of my page. And truth be told, it was a little too much. So I decided to go with circles. And I think that in the end, it actually highlights the stars that I do put all over my page way better than had I used large star punches. So right now I'm just cutting down my paper. That blue strip of paper is actually going to house my 2 photos. I have 2 4x6 landscape photos, and my idea was that I would put them on that blue paper, probably mounted on some white, and it would be a layered look that way. What I'm not going to show you, because I'm going to cut it out, was I actually measured wrong, and so I will go back and actually cut both of these sheets down. So instead of being 4x6, or what I should have done, I'm going to make it so it's just larger than a 4x6 photo. So I think it ends up being 4.5, I think it's 4.5 tall. And I really like the way it ends up looking. So my blade still is a little bit dull, so I was just sanding off the little fuzzy edges, and like all of my edges, I do like to ink them. So some of them you will see, some of them I have tried to edit out, but I don't want the video too choppy, so sometimes you'll see it. So that's the paper actually cut down. And if you stay till the end of the video, you will see that I don't know why I don't put that paper down, like glue it down right away, but I don't. And I end up pushing it and, pulling it almost to will it to stay where I want, rather than just adhering it down. So I broke out some of my trusty punches. As I stated, I was going to use stars, but opted to do the circles because from a design standpoint, it ended up being softer, but that is star paper. And I'm going to punch a whole bunch of circles in the 2 varying, or the 2 sizes rather, that I have. The one that is in my hand, which is a 3-inch punch, and then this smaller punch off to the left. And the little pile of paper, of 6x6 paper that you saw at the beginning of the video, are the papers that I will be punching from, which are located at the upper right corner. So I've gone through and I've punched a few more of the patterns, and I'm just kind of looking to see what else I want to add. I really liked that, what is it called? License plate paper, because this is going to be a layout about my daughter getting her driver's permit, but it was just too busy. So I decided to go for the road map print instead. So I'm pulling off a border strip sticker, and I'm going to add to each of these clusters lines and really border strip stickers and bits of paper that will anchor and hold the circle groupings. So this squiggly sticker, I'm trying to see, I have it in front of me. I think it has little tiny, it might be little polka dots, but it could be little tiny stars. This is from, I believe, an Echo Park collection, and it's from their sticker sheet. So I'm just using that, and I will use it in each of the 3 groupings. So it's one 12-inch sticker, and I will use it in the 3 areas, as you can see. So now I'm taking off the circles because I have not adhered them, still have not adhered to that blue piece of paper. And you can see from where the border strip stickers are that that's where I intend to make all of my little clusters. So from here on out, for a little while, I am going to be bringing elements to those 3 areas and adding pops of color and more stars. So that orange sticker is from, I don't even know what collection that was from. It came in like this kit with these strange papers and these strange embellishments. I really like it, but I don't know what the collection is. So this little border strip has navy blue stars. And again, I'm just adding it to the 3 clusters that are on the layout. I was trying to get things really straight, or as straight as I could, because my background is actually a really pretty grid. It's slightly, it's not a perfect grid, but it's grid enough where you can see lines. And so I tried to use that as my guide. So here is another border sticker. This is from the Chamel Box of Crayons collection, and it is one of the border stickers. This is a rainbow polka dot. And so once again, I'm just layering these bits on top of what's already there. And it's just really to give the layout movement and to add more color and stars to the design without getting super crazy. Sorry for my head. But we all know sometimes if you want to see it straight, you got to get up in there. And that's what I was doing. So I love this sticker. It's a white background and it's got uneven polka dots in a diagonal stripe in rainbow order. And it's so pretty. It's such a nice little resting place for your eyes. I know that sounds funny, but the other elements on my page are very saturated in color, and so there's no pop of white really, except for that sticker and really those map papers aren't exactly a true white. So I really like that white border sticker is there. So I'm going to push around these circles for a while, and I do spare you that by cutting out as much as I can without taking up too much of the process. And so I started going through the little pile of stickers and bits that I have on my desk next to me, and these are some I think they're called Stampopotamus or Stickerpotamus or something like that. They are super old stickers, little stars, and they're on they're kind of clear, transparent I should say. And so I am just going to scatter them around the page like confetti. And really, the majority of the little bits of stars that I do add, that is how I include them. They're just scattered all around. And I like that. It really moves your eye, or it will move your eye once more of them get down. And I like that. I like the feel of it. It ends up being a very, I think, fun and energetic layout. So this green piece of paper here is what I am going to use. It's what I'm going to use for my journaling. And I'm taking this punch, and this punch is super old, and I can't bear to get rid of it, but it's just it's just too much, the poor thing. But I eventually do get it, and all that work, and I realized that really it's a smidge too small. I wanted the element that's going to hold my journaling to be a little bit more substantial. And so you'll see coming up soon where I actually swap it out for a larger size circle, but I don't want it to go to waste. So I have this punch that when you use it, it punches out a dimensional embossed star in this case. So I love it, absolutely love it. And it's going to be the perfect pop to add that green color around the layout. So I'm just going to cut 3 out of this, what is now a scrap, and they will be placed in those 3 clusters around the page. And I had put a dimensional on the top of that circle to give it a little bit of lift, and I ended up not caring for that once I started adding more of the bits and pieces around the layout. It just needed, there was going to be enough lift in what I continue to add, and so having that with dimension just didn't work. So I took it off. So I'm just scattering these around, trying to see where they fit best. I don't like how those 2 are perfectly lined up, and they don't stay that way, which I'm happy about. So I'm putting just in the center of these stars a little dimensional, and this will allow the embossed parts of the star to stay the way it should, to stay an embossed heart. I think if you were to apply adhesive all over the entire back, you would lose that embossed look, and it would just be a flat element. So I've just inked the stars, and I am now going back to add a few more of the little stickers. You'll have to forgive me, my video keeps pausing while I'm doing this voiceover. So I'm not exactly sure where the project is. So I am going back to that little sticker sheet, and they're kind of fiddly to get off, but I managed to do it. And I'm going to scatter those again throughout the layout. And they will be in those 3 clusters. And I'm going to use, it looks like I used the oranges, the green, and the blue. And the orange, even though it's on an orange background, it gives it a nice look of a tone-on-tone color. And truth be told, as I add more stuff to the layout, some of these stars will end up getting moved, but you probably wouldn't notice it if I didn't mention anything. It's just to make room for more stuff. So what ends up going on this layout as far as stars? Lots of little bits and designs in the papers, and then I decided I really wanted to end with 3 ways of using stars, and so part of my title actually has the word star in it. So I was really happy using the prompt that was that I suggested for July 4th. And so yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, those circles, in theory, I was going to have them be stars, but it just ended up being really visually chaotic. And knowing that I wanted to add a whole bunch of these little elements to the layout, I wanted a little less chaos. And I knew that with the colors and everything, it was going to be a lot. So this is a Simple Stories sticker sheet, and I am just pulling some of the star stickers off and adding little bits of dimension to them. And then this was a sticker that said, "Let's go." And I thought, perfect, because as I stated earlier, this layout is going to be documenting my daughter getting her driver's permit. And currently you do not see the photos because my daughter and her father have actually gone to pick them up from Costco. So I'm doing this layout without actually seeing my photos. So this is a beautiful diagonal rainbow stripe sticker from a Jilly Bean Soup sticker sheet. And I thought it worked perfectly. It includes all the colors that are in the layout. And I'm going to do what I have been doing and include that bit in each of the three cluster areas. So I just continue to add all the little things, and I really had fun doing it. I did not, while it looks like I have overthought some of them, the things that I actually just stick down, I tried not to overthink it. Some of the items that I knew that I wanted to lift up, because those dimensionals are so sticky, I don't put them down right away, because if for some reason I didn't want them there, it was going to be, it's sometimes a problem getting them up. I didn't want to leave residue behind from the black foam. So I pulled out some wood veneer stars from my stash, and I believe some of these are from Studio Calico, and I'm sure from somebody else. But they are going to make their way onto the layout. They are roughly the same size as the embossed green punched stars are. So I wanted to make sure there was enough separation in the clusters from where those elements are, so that it wasn't, it didn't look funny design-wise. So speaking of design-wise, clearly I have this as a diagonally laid out layout. And now what I have done is I've realized that I really need a larger journaling box. And so I dug deep in my tools and I found my old Creative Memories circle cutter. So I've cut out, I believe that is a 3.5 inch green circle. And now I'm taking my little tool and I am cutting out the next size up for to mount it and frame it in that black pattern. That's also the same pattern that I use to back or to include on my photo mat. And that's an old We Are Memory Keepers. I love that black. It's got a really cool design on it, a tone on tone. So that's how it's going to be. It's going to just include just be slightly bigger, and that is where my journaling is going to be housed. So I think I mentioned in one of my last videos, if you are watching them in order, this is the 4th of my 30 prompts for July. And I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I've really worked in since the beginning of 2018, making sure that my journaling, it takes precedent over some of the other things that I used to put on my pages. And that doesn't mean that I don't still put those things on my pages. I just make sure that I can get the words on my layout, because really without the words, these are just pretty things of art, which is also fine too. But I want to have more stories than just little works of art. So I've really been making sure that I include journaling. And it doesn't have to be, this robust piece of writing. It needs to, give the details. So I'm going around and just seeing if there are areas that I need to fill things in. Off camera, I did punch a few little blue circles out of that blue paper just to add around the page. I thought that it needed a little bit more. And it also gave places to anchor some more of these fun bits that are all continuing to be placed. So I'm going to put a wood veneer at the bottom, and then the other wood veneer is up there at the top of the page. And I will have a few more bits of wood veneer that will come in. I think it's just a couple other little stars that I will pull from an old Hip Kit exclusive wood veneer. There we go. Wood veneer elements. And so I just really used the natural color. All of that is wood veneer, and some of them, as you can see, are dyed a color. And I just used the natural colored stars around the page. And again, I tried to vary the sizes so that things that were next to each other weren't exactly the same size, especially when it comes to, wood veneer and elements that are more eye-catching. So now here are my pictures. They have arrived, and I am going to put them on white cardstock to make them stand out. And I realize that the first picture that I am using is not very, it's our street and my daughter actually driving down the street. But chronologically, this is how it happened. So she went with her dad to get her driving permit, and she drove down the road. So I stood and took her picture as she drove in, and then took her picture once she got out of the car. And also so that's why I put them in that order. But also because the car, if I put it on the right side, it would look like it's driving off the page, and that would just irk me. And my daughter's eyes, because she never really looks directly at the camera when I'm taking her picture, her eyes are looking off to the left. So that's really just why I put the pictures that way. So here is where my title is going to come in, and I picked some beautiful, bright, tealy blue glitter foam thickers, and I realized that I was spelling the word wrong. I'm a bad speller to begin with, but then when you start doing it backwards, oh my gosh. So I try my best. I love this color. I love this font. So the word is superstar. So I felt like that was my third way of getting stars onto this layout. And the title is actually going to be Driver's Ed Superstar. And it was really nice because right before she came home with her permit, I received a message from her driving teacher stating how fantastic she did, and was really, really proud of her. My daughter really did not have any desire to get her driver's license for a while. She's actually going to be 16 in a few days, and all of a sudden she decided, yeah, I think I'll do it. So she and her little friend, they took their driving classes together, and she did really well. So I'm very happy for her. That little empty space was driving me crazy, but I knew that I had enough bits that I could add in to fill that space, and so that's what I did. These are the softest puffy stickers from Close to My Heart. They came in a kit that I received, a page kit. I love their paper, and so they came in a full collection that I got. So I'm just changing out the size there because the star was a little too big. And now you can see I've gone back into my little pile of goodness, and I am pulling out some word phrases. This is from the Chamel Starshine collection, and that sticker says time for an adventure. And I end up pulling off one more that says you only fail when you stop trying. And so I thought both of those sentiments were very appropriate for a young girl going and getting her driver's permit or her learner's permit. So because of the magic of editing, you see that the little blue sticker that I had down there by the green star, I moved up to the top of the top cluster, and I put the long strip that says you only fail when you stop trying just below the photo. So here I am adding some dimensionals to a little red car that was in, I believe, the Simple Stories travel sticker sheet. And I just thought this was going to be perfect to include. So I've gone through and I have made the lines on that journaling spot, and I keep pulling the car in so that as I'm writing my journaling, I don't write in the area in which the car is going to cover. So sorry, my big head is in the way. Oh gosh, that is really a very unattractive look. But I know I'm not the only one that that's happened to. So here I am pulling the adhesive backing off, and I will adhere that little car down just like that. And I really like how this turned out. I think it's very fun, lots of fun colors, lots of movement. And to add a little bit more glitz, I'm going to add some of the gold color shine, covering up some of my stuff so that it doesn't get on areas that I don't want. And really, after I put this mist on in little flicked drops, that will wrap up day 4. So I'm just adding these little bits of colors all over. I hope that you are enjoying this series. This is something I have clearly never done before, and I'm having a good time doing it. So I hope that you guys are enjoying the videos as they are being made. So here's just a close-up of all the little layers and all the bits and all the pieces that are included. And I hope to see you back here again tomorrow for day 5. And if you would like to, I would love for you to like and subscribe before you leave, and feel free to follow me on Instagram. I am a Crafty Sarah Yerke. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.